Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Sunday night Smackdown. Very late. Anyway, yeah, we are here for Smackdown live from Pensacola, Florida. Just a short trip down from Tampa to make it here for tonight's edition of Smackdown. It is a big night in a way. There's no WWE champion, there's no Bobby Fitch, there's no Mark Henry, there's no Paul Heyman. All those guys have it pretty much contractually written that they will take the night off after pay-per-view, and that is exactly what is taking place here. However, we still have an interesting main event in store for you tonight, but we're kicking things off with the Viper, Randy Orton, who's going to go one-on-one with the Revival's Scott Dawson. Orton, over these last few weeks, has been really struggling to get anywhere. I mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful to Orton, but it seems as if he's kind of slipping into a dark place. He's kind of going into this weird situation of his, and it's not one that I'm kind of looking forward to. We've seen examples of Orton slip into that dangerous side of him in the past, and I'm not too sure how I feel about it, if it'll happen again, and what the fate could be not only of Friday Night Smackdown, but of the members of Evolution, especially the leader of Evolution, that man being Kyle O'Reilly. But anyway, I would like to report tonight that I am here. I am living legend Liza Crisco, not joined by JDL, who is unfortunately at this moment in time in the hospital. And well, I hope he gets well soon, and I hope he's back on the commentary as quickly as he can manage. But anyway, yeah, it is going to be just me. I think it might be just me, probably up until maybe the next ECW. I'm not too sure about that, but as for right now, you're stuck with me. Sorry about that. I know you'd rather kill yourself, but yep, that's what you're stuck with. Anyway, this is what we've got to deal with. Orton and Dawson to kick things off on SmackDown. A little bit of an interesting card tonight, as I said, but with these two going out to kick things off, this could certainly help towards the tag team division as well. Of course, it's been a while since Evolution got a tag team title shot, and the Revival are yet to have a tag team title shot. They pretty much should have had one after, heading into Survivor Series, but they were bested by Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, who of course did not capture those tag team titles. The tag team champions still the Revolution. There's only one champion in action tonight, that being the Intercontinental Champion. But nevertheless, here is Scott Dawson. He looks ready. He's throwing his towel around to show just how truly motivated he really is as it gets stuck to him. Good start there with that towel as we kick things off with SmackDown. This is a match that will certainly benefit Randy Orton, however. Incredible advantage over Scott Dawson, and I would not be surprised if it was Randy Orton walking out with the win here tonight to kick things off on SmackDown. However, Dawson has an incredible opportunity here to make a name for himself if he was able to beat the Viper. Alright, as SmackDown gets underway, though, we're going to talk to tonight's match card. Coming up after this, we have a tag team matchup between Enzo and Cass, who are going to be going up against the Nation of Violence, Leo Kruger and Samoa Joe. Joe, just a few, technically, 6 days off a hellacious matchup with Bobby Roode, in which, well, he took Bobby Roode to the limit, basically, but Roode was still able to hold on to the Intercontinental Championship. We'll see how both men are coping after that matchup later on tonight. Yeah, it's going to be the Nation of Violence, Enzo and Big Cass. Then we're going to have Bobby Roode's quest to make SmackDown glorious continuing on here tonight. Last week he took on Luke Harper, and this week he'll take on Raven in one-on-one action. So you can see Bobby Roode certainly challenging some of the, I suppose you could say, more of degenerates, maybe? I don't know what exactly to call them, but yeah, he's certainly going after them, to outcasts of society. That's the choice of words that I would use to try and make SmackDown glorious. Then we're going to have Summer Rae go up against the woman who put in an incredible performance at Survivor Series, representing SmackDown, and was just short of walking out with that Women's Championship. That woman, of course, is Sasha Banks. So yeah, Summer Rae against Sasha Banks. Banks just a few days off that incredible matchup with Becky Lynch, in which of course Lynch walked out with the Women's Championship, and now we'll see how Banks has recovered from that match. And for our main event, Jake Roberts back in action for the first time since No Way Out. Is going to go one-on-one with the new addition to Friday Night Smackdown. We have not heard any word on who it is. All we know, it's a big name, and he's ready to make an impact. So don't really know what to say. There's no clues given as to who it is, but it will be interesting to see who SmackDown have signed Obviously, it must be a lucrative deal, and a deal that is certainly going to be for a big star if he is going to be put in the main event against a former world champion. We'll see what's going to happen regarding that, but right now, I got to be blunt about it. Dawson is finally getting a little bit of offense in, but this match has been 9/10 Randy Orton. Here we go now. He picks up Dawson, kick to the gut, and Dawson going to try something. Yeah, he gets him down in the snap knee. Nice work by Dawson there, grabbing the nose, just trying to do anything he takes to win it. Oh, backbreaker, almost dropping him on the back of his neck there. Dawson really trying to go for whatever he can think of to get this win. Orton gets out of that, attempted camel clutch with a knee dug into the back. In the turnbuckle now goes Dawson as Orton looks to set him up. Countered. Ooh, nasty strike to the back there. Incoming move maybe. Here we go. DDT. No. Counter by Orton. He punches his way out of it. Good work by Orton. Into the RKO! Out of nowhere. Randy Orton strikes, and there is 1, 2, and 3. Randy Orton is your winner to kick things off on Smackdown. So there we go. Dawson tried, but he was always going to struggle. And there you go, he pays for it in the sense of an RKO. Randy Orton with the win that he needed. And he needs to keep on getting wins like this if he wants to make his career a success again, I suppose you could say. If he wants to get somewhere again. Because obviously, the main line of Evolution is going to be on Kyle O'Reilly. And Randy Orton, I assume, will want the spotlight to be back on him. So, there we go. That's how we're going to kick things off on SmackDown. Now we're going to move on to a tag team matchup between Enzo and Cass and the Nation of Violence. This could be a matchup in which Enzo and Cass will struggle as two hard-hitting men are going to be opposite them in this ring. So best of luck to Enzo and Cass, and provided Enzo is not in the ring for long and they're able to get in good tag team offense and restrict the Nation of Violence to their corner, they could have a chance of winning it. Well, there's Enzo doing his thing, and unfortunately our mics are shit in SmackDown, so you're not going to be able to hear anything because, well, yep, that's how things work around here. There you go, you can't teach that. Yep, that's Big Cass, that guy right there. He is 7 foot tall, and it is not possible to teach such a thing. Bada boom, the realist, yeah, basically I've just said the realist guys in the room. How are you today? There you go. Enzo walking down to the ring in slow motion anyway. The only reason I'm talking over that is so that there are no contractual issues. AKA so we don't get fucking Continent ID strikes. There you go. Enzo and Cass. There's really not that much I can say about these guys. These guys once challenged against the NWO. That went well. Yep. Yay! That's how you spell soft. Yay! I would disagree with that point made by Enzo and Big Cass in the aspect that the Nation of Violence are far from soft, and I think calling Samoa Joe soft would be a clinical mistake, to say the least. Anyway, here comes Leo Kruger. Hunter Leo Kruger comes towards the ring. Might want to be taking on Enzo's hair as a trophy for the battle done tonight. Kruger and Joe could be a menacing threat to the Revolution if they are able to get that opportunity. But of course, in this tag team division, there is a bit of work you're going to have to do. And who knows, Evolution could be next in line with that performance put in by Randy Orton. Could be the Revival. It is anyone's game in this tag team division. So, don't want to make any estimates. And of course, we've got, what, 6 weeks until SmackDown's first pay-per-view, which I can announce right now is going to be TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. So Bobby Fish is going to get ready for that main event to take on whoever it is in a TLC match. So, big news there. And I assume we may have a few more stipulations taking place in that night as well. So, anyway, here comes Samoa Joe, the man who was close, really close to capturing that Intercontinental Championship, but the Glorious One stopped him in his tracks. Samoa Joe heads towards the ring with a menacing look upon his face. Joe has been in 2 tough battles over this last week. He got James Storm on last Smackdown. He had Bobby Roode at Survivor Series. And now Enzo and Cass, maybe that little break he needs. I'm really not trying to count out Enzo and Cass, but I just cannot see them getting a win over Joe and Kruger. You got Kruger, who's fresh, dangerous, and is incredibly unpredictable. You got Samoa Joe, who is so dangerous that you need to put in your entire assault to put him away, and that would revolve around Big Cass for about 15 minutes, punching and punching and punching and punching and punching Samoa Joe until eventually he gave in. It's not going to work, and I think the Nation of Fans are going to walk out with somewhat of an easy win here tonight. Here we go, it's Kruger against Cass to start things off. It's going to have to be Cass, like I said, for a majority of the matchup if they want to try and get the win. Nice slam there by Kruger right off the bat, slamming the 7-footer in Cass, super kick to the gut. And now Kruger looking to try and unload here. Oh, nasty knee to the gut by Big Cass, runs at, oh, that's not a sensible idea that you are looking for. Ran at Kruger there and pays for it with an immense back body drop, and there's a slam. He is making the 7-footer look like he's nothing at all Leo Kruger right now, pretty much from the start, and we could see already the Samoan submission machine tagged in. This is not looking like a fun start for Big Cass. Samoa Joe with a cross body off the top rope, launching himself down onto Big Cass. Imagine if that was Enzo caught in that position, he could be flat out of it. Samoa Joe now. Look at that, Uranagi there. Used one hand for support and just used the other hand to just launch him up. Great counter by Cass, though, in a dangerous situation he's in right now. You can see he's just looking at Enzo and just stuck in the corner of the Nation of Violence. Look at the pure strength of Samoa Joe. You'd swear the Survivor Series didn't happen. His near 15-minute war with Bobby Roode didn't take place. And the Samoa Joe has just been doing whatever for the last few weeks, really. Joe now, dragon suplex. No, Big Cass with a very technical reversal to get out of that. Bucks his hips down. And he's out of it. In comes... Oh, there goes the ref. Never mind. I was about to say in comes Enzo, but the ref's down now. This could be a dangerous situation. Enzo in the ring, along with Samoa Joe. How much can Enzo get in right now until it becomes all about Samoa Joe? Enzo trying to keep the offense quick and snappy, trying to keep Joe down. He's going to take flight here, and that has backfired. He's missed the elbow drop. Here comes Samoa Joe now, surely. No, it's Enzo with the counter. Surprising me already. Enzo gets countered, though, and he counters his way out of it again. I think Joe, from the looks of things, might be looking to try and get himself out of this corner, maybe, and possibly towards Leo Kruger again. Dazing him with our forearm, and here we go, sent into the turnbuckle. Kruger could wind his way back in this match, and he is. Sends him down this. Oh, snap there, and kick to the back afterwards. Joe's kicks followed up to by a kick to the chest from Kruger. Those kicks are vicious and brutal. Winds up that punch there slightly. Or I should say pulls back on that punch before hitting it. All Leo Kruger right now. Oh, no, there's Enzo with a counter trying to slam Kruger. Not going to happen. The South African Savage, or whatever else you want to call him. Oh, over the top rope. Hangs on. Enzo kind of didn't really know what to do then. He gets caught by a quick jab. And there's a suplex. The crowd trying to rally Enzo back into this matchup, but he's really not in a good shape right now. Nasty knee to the gut. Counters that though by Kruger, and now will be a moment where he shouldn't dance in front of Samoa Joe, and he should look to desperately make the tag into Big Cass. Enzo's been on the receiving end of a lot of powerful moves, and this is kind of all he's been able to do. Quick strikes, went for a cutter. KRUGER was down, absolutely none of that. Oh! There is that straight cross, I believe it is, in which he just pulls back for a little bit and just hits him with that spine buster by KRUGER. That could be it. It is quite close to Cass, however. There's one, and it's broken up at 1. I think the effect of Big Cass falling was enough for that pinfall to be broken up, but Cass there struggling to get up to his feet. Now we're going to see another tag made, and we're going to see another crossbody. Oh god, this one is going to be on Enzo. Enzo could have just been flattened by Samoa Joe. The dangerous man that is Samoa Joe now. Looking to try... I got to give credit to Enzo, actually, in this aspect. The way he's able to get out of everything, I wouldn't expect him to be able to do so. He's reversing a lot of stuff. But the problem is, he's just reversing. He's not getting a lot of offense in. And now would be a great time for Enzo to tag out, get Big Cass in, and try and get this match back in their favor. Enzo has him on the ground, but Samoa Joe is not going to be someone who's going to want to stay down there for long. Irish whipped into the corner now. Enzo countered by Joe. As Leo KRUGER, they look to try and get himself in the ring. There's another counter. Ref goes down thanks to Joe. Arm drag by Enzo now. He dances again and he needs to make the tag here. Not a smart idea by Enzo AMORE, as I'm sure now he's spent longer in the ring than Big Cass has. Another reversal by Enzo though. But again, he just stands there. He stands there and allows him to get back into the ring. Counters him again, but he should really try and Irish whip him back into their corner. Looked like he tried for it, and he's going to pay for it. In the corner of the Nation of Violence, Joe eyeing him up, seizing the opportunity, and he's going to go for it. Samoa Joe. Muscle buster to Enzo. This one's over. Cover. 1, 2, and 3. Just. Cass came in to break that one up, but he was a split second too late. Joe with the muscle buster, able to get the 3 count and the win. The Nation of Violence are victorious. There you have it, Joe and KRUGER. I would have said locked Enzo down, but they didn't. Enzo kept on fighting and kind of brought about his own loss, to be honest. I'm not too sure how I would feel if I was Big Cass right now, knowing that match. You had a strong chance in a way of winning that matchup. But Enzo just didn't make the tag back in, so we'll see what's going to happen regarding that. But right now, things are looking on the up for the Nation of Violence, and who knows, we could see them going for that, for those WWE Tag Team titles soon enough at TLC, but we'll find out, as I said before. Long way to go before we're at TLC. Anyway, we're going to move on now to our next contest. Bobby Roode continuing to make his Smackdown glorious, and now he targets the weird one, I suppose you could say. The outcast of society, as we labeled him. He gets ready to go one-on-one with Raven, who apparently over these last 3 weeks has been looking to take Luke Harper under his wing. Trying to break the trance almost that Bray Wyatt set on him, which goes Wyatt is doing over on ECW now with Braun Strowman. And perhaps making him listen to the words of the Raven. Here comes this man, though. If Raven was to get the win over Bobby Roode, it would be an incredible win for Raven. However, beating Bobby Roode, I mean, actually, well, I'm going to continue on with that point. If he could beat Roode, if there was ever any chance he could have a beating Roode, now would almost be the time, considering Bobby Roode has just come off that War at Survivor Series. I know Samoa Joe looked fine, but let's just recap a point. That is Samoa Joe. He is always going to look perfectly fine. He just is that resilient. He can come back like it's nothing. We'll see what Bobby Roode is going to be like, but as you can tell, judging by his theme, he is looking to make Smackdown just that. Bobby Roode labeled Samoa Joe as his toughest fight since winning that title. One of his toughest fights of the year. He said Samoa Joe was an incredible opponent. Samoa Joe had everything he needed to try and win that match, but there was one thing that Samoa Joe lacked. One thing he didn't have that Bobby Roode had that led to Bobby Roode holding on to that Intercontinental Championship. Simply put, Samoa Joe isn't glorious. Bobby Roode is. And that is how Bobby Roode held on to the Intercontinental Championship. That, in my opinion, was a performance that set Bobby Roode's title, you know, his beliefs of being Intercontinental Champion in motion. We've commented it since he won it at Bad Blood, that he's been a rather controversial champion. He won the title under controversial circumstances from Dean Malenko. He retained it at No Way Out in a rather iffy fashion against Pentagon Jr. But that at Survivor Series, to be able to take all the punishment dished out to you by Samoa Joe, and then go on to win the match by pinning Joe fair and square, might I add, in the middle of the ring with the Glorious Bomb, I think that really proved that Bobby Roode is almost back to the days of earlier this year, of the beginning of this year, when he was WWE Champion. It has been probably one of the best years, if I would argue the best year of Bobby Roode's career this year. WWE Champion to start it off, and judging by the fact that he won't be defending his title until TLC, ends it as Intercontinental Champion. He started the year as the It Factor, who was all about the people and would fight for the people, and he's become the Glorious One, who only cares about himself and knows that he is so glorious that SmackDown is lucky to hold on to him. And I gotta be honest, Bobby Roode is, to be fair, one of SmackDown's biggest names in a way. He's one of the most profitable as well when it comes to merchandise. Glorious shirts, you know, glorious merchandise all over the place, selling out. So Bobby Roode, obviously a loved one despite the beliefs he holds, and I mean, it's difficult to argue against him when he has an incredible theme like he does. Anyway, moving on to this matchup right now. Of course, it's pointless naming contenders for championships right now, you know, saying, oh, this team will probably be number one contender, or this person's going to be number one contender, because we've got such a long road before we get to Survivor Series. Wow. We've got such a long road before we get to TLC that the beliefs about championships isn't really a matter right now. We've got 6 weeks to go. During that time, we're going to be watching Bobby Fish become the longest reigning WWE champion. So, you know, we just got a real long road to go, and in a way, I'm more interested to see what SmackDown will be able to put in the undercard. You know, they'll have 3 title matches, obviously. The Women's Championship is not going to be up for grabs, considering Sasha Banks was not able to win it, and the next time it will be contested is at the Rumble. So I'm looking forward to it, in a way. I want to say that. I am looking forward to it. I kind of would wish that the women's title was defended at the at TLC, but we'll see what will be done about that. Bobby Roode tried to get out of the ring there away from Raven, and he pays for it with a big dropkick onto the outside by Raven. But I'm looking forward to seeing what else SmackDown can provide on the undercard. You know, those non-title matches. I think for a fact, we're gonna see people like Randy Orton on the card. I believe that entirely. I think we're gonna see possibly your. I'm trying to think of some other names right now. Wow, I'm blanking. I think you might see a new signing. I don't know if SmackDown's going to be making any new signings. If you see a new signing, I think TLC would be a great time to bring him in. I could see Jake being on the card, O'Reilly, Henry in some fashion. But we'll see. We still got such a long road to go before it's Survivor Series. I don't want to make any estimations just yet. One estimation that I think I will make is that Kyle O'Reilly will not be challenging for the WWE Championship. After Survivor Series, O'Reilly was admitted into a hospital, and as we speak, I believe, just got released, if not released earlier in the day. O'Reilly was left pretty much broken and battered by Bobby Fish. I don't want to comment on the injuries because they were quite bad, but O'Reilly did want to fight tonight on SmackDown. However, doctors, medical staff in the of SmackDown, even the SmackDown general manager was forced to say, no, you have to stay at home. You have to spend the night just with the rest. And I mean, that kind of shows the intestinal fortitude and the heart Kyle O'Reilly has. He wanted a fight. Unlike Bobby Roode right now, who is just taking the moment to just taunt as he's got Raven perched up above him. I don't know if he's trying to goad Raven into doing something, but he really pays for it as the Raven takes flight and knocks him down there with another drop kick. Congratulations there, you just made yourself look a bit stupid, Bobby Roode. Here we go, counters that, wrenches the arm there of Raven, and now glorious bomb out of nowhere. That could end it. There's one, there's two. Raven declining the offer to be made glorious, however, and still fights on. Of course, last week, if you saw, moving on to a point regarding this matchup, last week, Bobby Roode defeated Luke Harper with an elevated DDT, and now here tonight, Raven, who of course has the even flow DDT, which is an elevated DDT, could use it against him and could get a win against the Intercontinental Champion. Roode going to take flight and misses the splash. And there's my beverage. Raven now actually going to look for the even flow DDT. Might look incredible counter by Roode there. He knew the grip wasn't strong enough. Grabs onto that arm and gets himself out of it. Now what can Roode look for? Elbow there to get out of it. Crossface by Roode. Trying to make Raven tap out. Not going to work. Raven was in the ropes. What else can we see here? Jawbreaker by Raven. Good job. Who holds his arms up. Seems if Raven trying to get his flock to cheer for him, and he just gets buckled down with a huge clothesline there by Bobby Roode. The glorious one. Now in control of this matchup. Falcon Arrow. Down goes Raven. What else will Roode look for here? Good drop kick. This match has got to be nearing its end right now. Raven held his arms up almost like a last-ditch attempt. And now, Bobby Roode is just destroying him. Backbreaker there by Roode now as he hoists him up again. What more does Roode have in store? Chop across the chest. Down goes Raven once again. Here's the slam. This has got to come to an end soon. Raven's defenseless. Raven's not even fighting for himself. Here we go. Fisherman suplex. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Finally. Bobby Roode is your winner over Raven. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming, Rick Roode. Wow. Thanks for coming, Raven. I believe you just were made glorious, whether you like it or not. Bobby Roode wipes up another person there, and that's how he'd rate his performance. Maybe I give myself a 4 out of 5. Another win for Roode, and now who else is on his mind? Who else is he going to try and make glorious? Will he look to make maybe, trying to think of some, as Tyler Breeze would label them, uggos of Smackdown? Might try and target the Revival. I mean, I'm not trying to be offensive to the Revival, but they're not exactly the loveliest of looking people. You might try and target Leo Kruger, because he's a greasy little shit. Might try and target... I have no idea, to be fair. Who else could he target? I don't know. We'll see who he decides to target in weeks to come. But here we go. We got a women's match coming up now between Summer Rae and Sasha Banks. I'd like to point out this is in no way really is an easy matchup for Sasha Banks. This is a matchup to show that she deserved to belong in the final. She is taking on Summer Rae, two-time, back when we had them around, back when that title was around, two-time Divas champion, and a very dangerous Divas champion as well. I mean, she was able to dethrone the mighty Beth Phoenix, who at the time was unstoppable as Divas champion. She was able to stop her. So Summer Rae knows what she can do in that ring. And she is not someone who you want to overlook. She is a strong competitor and can certainly test Sasha Banks here tonight. We'll see what is going to be done about that. This match going on late on tonight because, well, after the performance Sasha Banks put in at Survivor Series, SmackDown wanted to reward her. They wanted to congratulate her on such an opponent by hoisting her so far up the card. Didn't want her going on at the start or near the third. They wanted her to go on just... treat this almost as a co-main event. And here tonight in Pensacola, Florida, some people from Tampa, you can tell, have traveled down. They are cheering Sasha. They're applauding the job she put in at Survivor Series. I mean, I know we should be talking about Becky Lynch and the magnificent performance put in by the last kicker to win that title. But the fact is, Sasha put in just as incredible performance as well and really proved that the women are here to stay, and they made an impact at Survivor Series. They went on just after an incredible match in AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, and they went on just before another incredible match between O'Reilly and Fish, and I can still remember that match that took place between the two. very well. It has not been forgotten. It has not been left out to the other matches that took place on that card. They fit in right towards the end, and it deserved to be there. It was a momentous occasion, and it was a momentous match. But now here, a few nights later, it's Summer against Sasha. Here we go as these two women get underway. Sasha, of course, is going to have to try and use Summer's reach advantage against her in a way and try and find some sort of way to target her down. Whereas Summer is going to want to look to use her reach advantage to try and get that win. Focusing on the face here. Of course, the face and the back would be perfect places to work on for Sasha Banks. To, of course, set up for that bank statement and the tap-out win. Banks had it locked in at Survivor Series, but was too close to the ropes. So my question is, I want to check to see tonight, if she goes in, has she learnt the after effects of the bank statement? You know, after she does that backstabber and the rollover, does she then know when to go for, when to lock in that bank statement? Has she learned the correct placement in the ring to go for it? And you saw Summer there attacking the arm of Sasha Banks. That, in my opinion, is a very well thought maneuver by Summer Rae. Sasha's arm, of course, not at 100% after that disarmer, which I believe it took 3 to put her away. The one with the, I believe the one she tapped out with is the one with the one that Summer's targeting. Now, there you go. I was trying to think of the one with the weird shit wrapped around it. There you go. But of course, Summer's gonna have to watch out because she can't exactly win a match in her own way. She can't exactly get a pinfall victory with it due to the fact that her finishing maneuvers have nothing to do with focusing on the arm. There is Sasha almost taking a page out of Summer's book, using her legs against Summer there, as Summer would do to her opponents in the past. Nice shining wizard there, stiff knee catching Summer in the face as she's really been struggling in this matchup. You can tell the ring rust has affected Summer, whereas it hadn't affected Sasha, Becky, or maybe any of the other women in the tournament. Here we go now. Sasha Banks lining up the bankrupt and nails it down onto Summer Rae. Summer had no way of protecting herself on that landing. Her arms were crossed around her neck. Sasha gonna take her into the corner here. Slaps her across the face. Put her up on the top rope. What does Sasha have in mind here? Sasha going up to the top rope. Leaps off, double knees into the gut of Summer. A replay on that. Look at that. Just leaps off. Almost gets a bit of hang time before the knees come driving down into the gut. Think of that as like a coup de grace in a way, with those knees coming down and just forcing them down into your gut. That could put it away here. Summer in trouble here as Sasha goes for the cover. Only manages a 2 count though. Good kick out by Summer Rae. Sasha the right back on the offense. Forearms unloading, but Summer Rae there back with a snap suplex. Took that one, kind of poked that one high up on the back there. Oh, good counter by Sasha of whatever Summer was looking for. Kick to the gut, another bankrupt maybe. Crosses the arms and brings her down. Bankrupt by Sasha, and now I think she's going to look for the bank statement. There's the punch to turn her around. There we go. Grips her. Backstabber. Summer flips over. Even with her long reach, she's nowhere near the ropes. Bank statement locked in by Sasha here. This could do it. Summer has nowhere to go. She's way away from the ropes. Her legs can't reach it. How long can Summer stay in this before she's forced to tap out? Will Summer tap out is the question. And the answer in my... Yep, there we go. There's the answer. The answer is yes. Sasha Banks forces Summer Rae to tap out. Another win there for Sasha. And a smile on her face as the people who were in Tampa and are now here tonight for Raw congratulating her on that performance. Sasha Banks with another win there. And who knows, I might have a chat with the Raw general manager once she's out of hospital, see if I can do something about getting the women's match maybe on to TLC. If not, I think Sasha Banks in a way is a surefire contender for the Royal Rumble, because of course the person to challenge the women's champion at the Royal Rumble will be a Smackdown woman no matter what. So we'll see what's going to happen regarding that, but we're going to move on now. Main event, Jake Roberts back for the first time since No Way Out, and he seems to be asking the crowd, does he trust him? when this theme was around, we saw a darker Jake Roberts. We could have seen Jake Roberts be knocked back into that state after Bobby Fish beat him with ease at No Way Out. Well, I don't want to make estimations yet. It could just be a mistake in the production truck. I don't know, but problem is with Jake, he comes down to the ring in exactly the same fashion as he always does. Damien over his shoulder and just comes into the ring. Well, here we go. It's time to answer the question of who have SmackDown picked up. A big name is what they said, so just who have they picked up? That is the only question I have to ask right now. Who have SmackDown been able to sign to a lucrative contract? Oh, oh my. This is a big name. By SmackDown circumstances, this is one of their biggest names. Finally back and finally home to SmackDown. Cody Rhodes makes his return. Rhodes had been kind of confused, as what you could say, almost lost in a trance when he became Stardust over on ECW, and it just was not working out for him. He just did not belong as Stardust, and now he returns back. He's back to Cody Rhodes, and you could see there above the Titantron he had the Revival. I know that's also the name of a tag team, but I think he is saying this is the Revival of Cody Rhodes. Cody's home. Cody Rhodes himself is back, and Cody Rhodes is ready to make an impact on SmackDown. And what an opponent to do it against in Jake Roberts. We have two former World Heavyweight Champions going at it here. Rhodes with a little bit of a one-up on him and being a former Intercontinental Champion as well. These two men getting ready to square off. What can we see from Jake and Cody? It's Jake off the start trying to get something going, but Cody stops him with a knee to the head as Jake looks for that suplex. Cody unloading with a few strikes. How can he combat Jake Roberts, and how can Jake Roberts combat him? This will be interesting to see how these two men are going to go at it. Cody Rhodes now, right away, suplex. Oh God, suplex backbreaker. Incredible move there by Jake Roberts. That's not Jake Roberts. Wow, Cody Rhodes. There's a counter though. Nice counter by Jake Roberts. Elbowing him on the top of the head. That'll get him off you. Jake unloading Cody to the outside there and rolling outside. Jake a little frustrated though at the start. He's very disappointed in himself off the start. He almost as if he forgot for a moment that Cody was next to him. Here we go on the outside. Cody having to take his own measures to get out of that. Eye raking and an arm drag to follow up. What will we see from these two men on the outside right now? Cody Rhodes. Pump handle. I don't even know what to call that. It was like a pump handle suplex, pump handle flip, something along those lines. Almost like the Pentagon driver in one way or another. Jake Roberts down anyway as Rhodes gets back in the ring. You got to imagine at home, because that is, I assume, where he is right now. Bobby Fish and Paul Heyman, at least, are going to be stunned by this. The return of Cody Rhodes, and Heyman would know about Cody Rhodes, having to have to deal with him in the past when he managed one Brock Lesnar. We could see the revival of Cody Rhodes taking shape in just a short while. And I mean, if Rhodes is able to get a good win here against Jake, who knows how that could elevate his career back up to the top, because of course Rhodes has got all the struggles of being Stardust still lingering with him, and it'll be interesting to see what Rhodes has to say on the matter. I hope we get something off Rhodes next week on SmackDown, but we'll see what's going to happen regarding that. Right now we focus on this matchup. Forearms and quick shots to Jake Roberts, but Jake now focusing on the arm. Counter by Cody. Kick to the gut. Punches. Flips him round. Crossroads by Cody Rhodes. That could have ended it. The devastating crossroads to Jake. 1, 2, and 3. Wow. Cody Rhodes finishing Jake Roberts within a few minutes. Made that one look easy. Jake put up a fight there, but it seemed as if Cody just had his number. Was there any stopping Cody Rhodes though after making his return to SmackDown? I don't think so. A year ago, we saw Rhodes' last appearance on SmackDown, and now here he is, back with the scenery changed a little bit, but in some ways still the same. He may be fighting. He may be looking to fight after WWE Champion Bobby Fish, but in some ways it's the same, because he's fighting Paul Heyman, who will be in his corner. Rhodes, however, with an emphatic return to SmackDown here tonight, making an impact in certainly by knocking off the former World Heavyweight Champion in Jake Roberts. You gotta think, in some way, a majority of the roster has been forced to open their eyes and pay attention to what they just witnessed. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Rhodes is back. Smackdown just picked up another big name, and now it begs the question going forth, what will we see for the future and the revival of Cody Rhodes? We'll see, but that's going to end this episode, Universe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.